Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I have my best of beauty or my yearly makeup favorites for 2017. As you guys can probably tell, I am getting over a cold. I've been sick for a couple of days, but I woke up feeling better, and today is actually New Year's Eve, so I figured what better time than to kind of look back on makeup products that I loved all throughout 2017 than today, because we are very close and getting into the new year. So this will probably be up maybe the 2nd or 3rd of January. Maybe by some miracle I will get it up today on New Year's Eve, but probably a little bit into the new year you guys will be seeing this video. So in this video, like I mentioned, we are going to be taking a look back on all of my favorite makeup of 2017, whether they were new releases or just old products that I rediscovered and fell back in love again, just ultimately wrapping up the standout products really when I look back on 2017 for my makeup. So again, I'm really apologize for my voice. I hope it doesn't bother you guys too much, but I'm feeling better. I'm ready to film and get back into the swing of things. As you guys can see, I am back in my old room at home. I am on winter break for about a month, so this is the background you're going to be getting for a month. Hopefully, maybe I'll switch it up. I don't know, but I'm gonna stop rambling now. I really hope that you guys enjoy seeing this video, and without further ado, let's just get on into my yearly makeup favorites. I got my orange juice right here, you guys. Literally my best friend when I'm sick, so good. Also, if you guys are wondering about my lipstick before I get started, this is MAC's mini lipstick in the shade Chili, and it is the matte formula. Nick actually just got this for me for Christmas. If you guys are interested in seeing other stuff that I got for Christmas, you guys can feel free to go check out my what I got for Christmas video. I will have a card here or here. I don't know what side the cards go on. Okay, so in no particular order, one of the first things that really stole my heart in 2017 was the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. This palette was, when I first got it, I was very scared to use it because of how pigmented it is. If you guys have this palette, you know the amount of pigment that this palette packs. It really packs a punch when you apply it to the lid. It could be very messy if you don't have a light hand, so I was very scared of this palette, but the more I played with it, the more I learned how to use it. I absolutely loved it. So this is what the inside looks like if you guys have not seen this palette before, but I'm sure a lot of you guys have. It is filled with just the most beautiful warm neutrals. The pigment, the formula on this is absolutely incredible. Like I said, it does take some getting used to, but this is just one of those palettes that I know it works for me. I know it's gonna blend easy. I know it's like a no-brainer when I apply it, so that is why I reached for it so much this year, especially when I was in school. It was just easy. And of course, as you guys can probably tell, my favorite color in this palette is burnt orange. That's definitely one of my favorite transition shades for the year as well. This palette for me was just one of those no-brainer palettes, and it wasn't even a favorite of mine for a specific time of year, just because the colors in here are year-round friendly. You could definitely do something more colorful and orangey and pink for the spring and summer, or you could kind of mute it down a little bit, do a little bit more of the reds, the browns for the fall and the winter. It's very versatile, just with an amazing ability to perform on the eyes overall. It's just amazing. Another palette that I want to give a huge shout out to for the year of 2017 is the Colourpop Yes Please Cute AF palette. This palette, I feel like, broke the internet. It was always sold out. It took me forever to get my hands on it. This palette is $16 and you get 12 shadows in here, and I love the colors. This is definitely another one of those go-to palettes for me this year. I wouldn't say I got so much use out of the more bright colors. The shimmers in here weren't my absolute favorite, but the matte shades were no-brainers. Again, like I said about the Modern Renaissance, just the neutral shades, the warm shades, the dark browns, those are just like amazing daily colors that I found myself reaching for if I wanted a really quick, easy look, something that I knew wouldn't let me down, that would work if I was in a rush or just for a day-to-day basis. This was another one of the palettes that I reached for a lot, and again, you really can't beat the price point for the quality and how many shadows you're getting in here. Oh, and I also just quickly want to mention to you guys, if you don't see my favorites like my Laura Mercier powder, my Brow Wiz, my Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless, my Smashbox Primer Water, if you guys don't see those things in this video, that is just because I feel like I've talked about them enough and done like Holy Grail videos and Ride or Die videos, and they've been in previous yearly favorites videos of mine that I don't feel the need to mention them again. But these are just the products that kind of stood out to me this year, besides those Holy Grail favorites that you guys have heard me talk about over and over again. So I just wanted to mention that really quickly as well before I moved on. So this product right here that I've been absolutely loving is the Maybelline Fit Me Setting Powder. This is the loose finishing powder, and I've been using this so much. I have a review up on my channel if you guys want to see more in depth about this powder, and I know I've mentioned it so much in so many videos, so I don't want to go on and on about it, but basically it is just an amazing powder. I find myself reaching for this every day, even on top of my Laura Mercier powder sometimes. This just is such a great powder, and I believe I got it for like $5.99 at Walmart. Again, such an affordable product, a really great powder. It's very finely milled, so it sets the under eyes without looking too heavy, too cakey, and then it also just gives a nice airbrush finish on the face. And again, the powder is not heavy, but it also locks in your makeup all day long. It doesn't budge, and it's nice and smooth. Oh my god, my hair, look at that. It literally got naughty from what? Me talking? 2017 for me was definitely the year of getting into setting sprays, discovering setting sprays, and just seeing what a difference they could really make in my daily makeup routine. So one that I absolutely fell in love with this year is the MAC Fix Plus. I do not know what I was doing without this. I don't know, I started wearing makeup in like 7th grade, and now I'm in my 2nd year of college. I do not know where I've been without this in my whole makeup life, I guess you guys could say. This is absolutely amazing. I saw it on YouTube, but I always thought it was overhyped. I never was a firm believer in setting sprays. I kind of always thought that they were a gimmick, that I could put like water in a spray bottle and that I could get the same effect and the same results. But when I tried this, I instantly converted to being a believer, especially this MAC Fix Plus. But what I love this for is really melting all of the powders into my skin, really making everything look nice and smooth and luminous and glowy. I do like a matte look, but I don't like to look powdery matte, and this takes away any powderiness that I have on my face. I've been loving this for wetting my shadows to make them more metallic, like I did that on my lid today, for intensifying my highlight when I spray it on my face. This is just one of those products that, like I mentioned, I don't know what I was doing without it my whole entire life, and I don't know why it took me so long to finally get my hands on it and try it, but I'm really excited to have this in my collection now. I've been using it non-stop the whole entire year. I went through 2 of the little travel size bottles, and I actually recently just got the full size bottle, and I actually got my mom and my aunt hooked on this as well. They are so obsessed with it, especially just as a refresher. I think the mini bottles, sometimes throughout the day when I just carry it in my purse and I want a little bit of a refresh, so easy and so nice just to spray on the face. It feels refreshing, cooling, and it kind of revives your makeup and brings it back to life again and makes it look brand new. So the MAC Prep and Prime Fix Plus was definitely a huge favorite of mine in 2017. And another setting spray that I discovered, I think that I hauled this for my birthday haul. I went shopping with some like birthday money and stuff like that. I got the Too Faced Prime Set Refresh Hangover 3-in-1 replenishing spray and setting spray. This again is so good. I would definitely say that this is a little bit more intense of a setting spray than if you compare it to the Fix Plus. I would definitely consider Fix Plus more of a refreshing spray, and this is more of a setting spray because you can feel a little bit of that grip, a little bit of that tackiness. It's not sticky like hairspray, but you could definitely feel it has a little bit more of a grip, and it's more of a true setting spray. I love this because I feel like it is very moisturizing. It is silicone free, alcohol free, oil free, and it is infused with coconut water. I think coconut is so good for the skin. It's so hydrating. This definitely has, as you guys can probably tell, a heavier mist. I would definitely say it soaks the face, so it's like I have to be careful. I have to hold it pretty far away, but it's very, very moisturizing. And like I said, it doesn't have a really sticky finish, but you can definitely feel how it would grip onto your makeup and hold the makeup all day. I've also been loving the combination of these, and with my primer water as well. Sometimes I will use all 3 of these underneath my makeup just to really moisturize and freshen up my skin, and then I will use either one of these to set everything, or sometimes even both of these. Like I said, I just think setting spray makes such a difference in your makeup. It just makes it look so much more fresh, at least for me. I've just really been loving the whole concept of setting sprays and testing out different ones, but these are definitely my favorite ones so far. A few concealers that I definitely fell in love with this year are the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I have mine in the shade Fair Neutral, as well as the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer. I'm sure you guys have heard so much about both of these, but especially the Tarte Shape Tape. This is so full coverage. It can get a little bit cakey if you build it up too much, if you don't blend it outright, but with a nice damp beauty blender or a really good brush, this can look so amazing under the eye. It really gives a really full coverage look, very airbrushed, and it lasts a really long time. I've had this for months and months, and I have so much left. And also something else, like I said, the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer. This is only $3.99. I find myself reaching for this so often, pretty much daily. I love using these two in combination because one, I feel like the Tarte is just a little bit too light for me, but I want to use it up before I get another shade. And also, since this one is more expensive and this one is so inexpensive, I feel like if I use more of the Wet n Wild, which is really good, has a nice solid medium coverage as well, and then do just a couple dots of this like around this area, on my chin, on my forehead, it just makes both of them last a lot longer. The Tarte provides the Wet n Wild with a lot more coverage, but the Wet n Wild makes the Tarte one go farther, if that makes any sense to you guys. So I've been loving using the combination of these two. And in the Wet n Wild concealer, I don't think I mentioned, I'm in the shade Light Ivory. Sticking with the whole concealer theme, something that really stood out to me this year was the Fenty Beauty Matchstick. I know I wasn't totally crazy about this when I first did my Fenty Beauty review and demo and stuff like that, but as I've kind of played around with it more, I love this. Right after my primer, I love applying this almost as like a color corrector. I got mine in the shade Ivory, so it pretty much matches my skin. It might be like a little bit lighter, but it's such a sheer coverage you can't really tell. I love putting this on any redness. I have some pimples on my cheek, any redness around my nose. I feel like I have a little bit of discoloration on my mouth. I love just kind of swiping this on those areas, lightly blending it out with my finger. It can be a little bit dry on its own, but that's why I like to apply this right directly after primer. So the primer kind of mixes into it, makes it a little bit more emollient so it moves around and blends in nicely. So I feel like it kind of creates a nice canvas for my foundation because it already evens out all the redness and like the discoloration. So in the long run, I'm using less foundation on my skin, if that makes any sense to you guys. So it's a nice trick for me to kind of save foundation, just to use less product built up on my face in the long run, because this is so thin. It really just blends out nicely, and like I said, just lays down a nice base for my foundation. Another Fenty Beauty product that really just did it for me this year when it launched, that I absolutely fell in love with, that I loved, and it topped so many of my other primers, is the primer from Fenty Beauty. Obviously, this is the Soft Matte Pro Filter Instant Retouch Primer. I've mentioned this before, you guys. I'm very confused on the name of this because I do find that this is more illuminating than anything. When I do apply this, I get a nice pearly finish on my face. It's very moisturizing, very luminizing. Other than that, I think that this is an awesome primer. It really makes my skin soft. It makes a nice base for the foundation. It's one of those foundations that's almost like a lotion consistency. It really moisturizes, but it dries down to have a little bit of a tackiness, so that foundation is really going to stick nicely on top. I don't know if you guys can see, but I've definitely used a lot of this, and maybe like half of it, and Fenty Beauty launched in like July. So it's been a couple of months. I've been using this primer only on a daily basis. It has a really nice smell. It almost smells like a soft and subtle cupcake. Very sweet, but not too overpowering at all. And I absolutely love the baby pink blush packaging on this too. And I also find that the past couple of months, my makeup has been staying on a little bit longer than it used to, and I don't know whether to owe that to the Fenty primer or whether to owe it to the Fit Me powder. But honestly, no matter what powder that I use, I think that it's this, because it stays on just so well, and I feel like my makeup just always has such a nice base to lay down on top of. A highlighter that I discovered and absolutely fell in love with in 2017 was Wet n Wild's Mega Glow Highlighting Powder in Golden Flower Crown. This highlighter, you guys, is so pretty, and I know I keep saying this whenever I talk about this highlighter, but I feel like it looks so high-end on the face, and it is only $4.99. The quality of this, the price of this is absolutely amazing. When I put this on, I feel like I could tell no difference between this and my Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kits, or my Nicole Guerrero Glow Kit, or my Ofra Rodeo Drive. This, compared to the $40 highlighters, is almost exactly the same, if not even better. I always get compliments on this highlighter. I feel like even Brandon always notices this highlighter so much more than other highlighters. I don't know what it is. It is just so blinding. It has so much pigment to it. I'm not sure how well you guys are going to be able to see. It is really, really reflective. And I also think for my skin tone, it is just the perfect gold shades. This is really, really reflective, and it's light enough for me to pull off on its own. It's just gorgeous. If you guys are in the market for an awesome gold highlighter, look no further than Wet n Wild's Golden Flower Crown, and you will not be disappointed. Okay, so I only have a few things left to talk about with you guys, but I just want to mention these really quick, even though I've talked about them in other favorites videos, and I believe in past yearly favorites videos, just because, again, these are products that I fell in love with this year, again, all over again, and I really want to mention them to you guys. They are the Colourpop Super Shock Shadows. I've never found a metallic shadow that I love so much on my lid. These shadows have absolutely no fallout. They're not messy. They're so easy to work with, and they truly are a bright, amazing metallic on the lid. So like I said, I have mentioned these a lot in previous videos, so I don't want to go on and on, but if you guys are looking for the perfect metallic shadow, definitely look at the Super Shock Shadows by Colourpop, because I really don't think anything beats them when it comes to a metallic shadow. Some of my favorites, just for reference, are Birthday Girl, I Heart This, and Alchemy. Alchemy isn't available anymore. It is a sheer glitter formula, but I will definitely try to find one of their newer shadows that looks like this in a sheer glitter formula and link it down below for you guys if you guys are interested in getting something like this. My favorite mascara for 2017, something that was actually a new discovery, was definitely the Essence Lash Princess. This is the False Lash Effect mascara. You guys know I've always had kind of trouble with my mascara. My lashes are very short and I love something lengthening but also volumizing, but mostly lengthening, if that makes any sense to you guys. And I don't love false lashes. They're very uncomfortable for me. I find them just very annoying to put on and maintain, so I'm definitely more of just like a basic mascara kind of girl. But when I found this one, this was exactly what I was looking for in a mascara. It makes my lashes so much longer than any mascara ever has while giving so much volume. It's really black. I love this on my lower lashes as well. It doesn't make them look too crazy and spidery and long. It just adds like the perfect amount on my lower lashes. It's definitely my all-time favorite mascara. I don't think I would ever go back to anything else until I would maybe find something better than this, which right now I don't think I ever could. When I was putting together and planning this video and kind of thinking about all the different categories, what really stood out to me this year, I was thinking about lip products, and I had a little bit of trouble really thinking about what stood out to me this year in terms of lip products, but I did think of two things. One, more in the first half of the year, definitely I would say this was better for me in the spring, was the Jordana Sweet Cream Matte Liquid Lip Color. I discovered this like randomly on a whim one day in Duane Reade, and it is really one of the most comfortable liquid lipstick formulas that I have tried. When it comes to the formula and when it comes to the color, and just thinking about how much I wore this during the spring and summer, I definitely think that it did make the cut for my yearly makeup favorites, just because it's very rare that I'll get hooked on one lip color for a long period of time. My lipstick is something that changes all the time and I love a bunch of them, but this was one that I remember wearing day after day in early 2017, so I definitely wanted to mention that to you guys. And also, where to go, another one that recently I've fallen in love with and I think is my favorite lip product of 2017 is this L'Oreal Color Riche Sharpenable Lip Liner, and this is in the shade 112 Mastermind. Mine has definitely seen better days. I've used this so much. I love the formula. It's a really creamy, easy to work with and pigmented lip liner. That's good because it goes on very smooth, and like I said, it has a lot of color payoff, but it's also one of those lip liners that because it is so creamy and has so much payoff, it definitely gets dull really fast. This is maybe, it's this short and it's 4 months of use or something like that, but like I said, I do get a lot of use out of this one shade. And also my favorite way to wear this goes beyond just being a lip liner. I love using this to fill in my whole lips and using it as a lipstick, so that is why it runs out fast, but I'm definitely planning on repurchasing this. Alright you guys, so that is going to complete my yearly makeup favorites for 2017, my best of beauty video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed seeing this video and everything that I loved and that stood out to me this past year. Please let me know, like I mentioned, what were your yearly makeup favorites for 2017. I would love to know what you guys loved, or let me know what you guys really didn't love in 2017. I also think that would be really cool to know. But like I said, if you guys did like this video, please give it a thumbs up and make sure you guys subscribe before you leave, because I'd love to have you guys here. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have an awesome new year, and of course I will see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.